Hello everybody, in this video I'm not going casting or blasting, I'm going shearing.
That one's ornery, as you can tell.
Hey!
Okay. There you go, that's the way.
And I know what you're thinking, Ben, how and why are you going sheep shearing? You live 20 miles outside of Seattle and you've never touched a sheep in your life. Well, this is Clint. Clint is a woodworker, a leather worker, a farmer. He's even taught me how to make a knife out of a railroad spike in a coal forge. He's also been shearing since 1998 and he's gotten pretty good at it. So when I got the opportunity to go spend a few nights in a sheep ambulance, I obviously took it. And I've been a deckhand most of my life, so I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. So there I was with Clint, making my way through the country to our first farm, where I was super surprised. I expected the sheep to be up to my waist, maybe up to my knees, but I was completely wrong. These sheep were 300 or 350 pounds and did not want to cooperate. So it being my first time, I decided not to have my first sheep to wrestle be twice my body weight. So I spent my time gathering all the wool and putting it into one big bag. So shearing a sheep is actually a lot like filleting a fish. When filleting a fish, it's all about holding the right angle and getting as much meat off the skeleton as you can. And when shearing a sheep, it's all about holding the right angle and trying to get as much wool off the sheep as possible without hurting the sheep. So it takes about 5 minutes to shear a sheep. These sheep took a little bit longer because obviously they're really big. And it takes about 10 to 14 minutes to shear an alpaca. So most of the footage that you guys see in this video is going to be sped up because I don't want my video to be 4 hours long. But it was really cool to watch. So rolling the sheep around on its back like this doesn't hurt it at all, or else the sheep would let you know. And these sheep weren't particularly hard to deal with, unlike these guys, until we got to the ram. He was a little bit of a pain. But it was pretty easy. That farm was really easy to do, so once we got it done, we sped over to our next farm. So we didn't just only shear the sheep or the alpacas, we also helped the farmer out with whatever they needed done with them, such as corralling them in a pen, or clipping their nails, or tagging brand new lambs.
Grab a leg, grab a leg. Right, hang on to it. Now grab the head, grab front legs quick. Lift them right up. Lift them up. Grab the legs, tip them right up on their back. Okay. Girl.
Yeah, you're on.
What you got? No, I got one of those.
So this does hurt the animal a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it only has to happen once, and this is necessary so you can tell which sheep are female and which ones are males out in the field, and you can keep rams apart.
Sorry.
Yep. Okay. One thing that I do have to be careful and mindful of when I'm doing this is if I move too quickly or make too many sudden moves and all the sheep run, it might trample a lamb.
Wait. Oh, there's two more. Maybe three more.
Well, the lambs are super easy. They were actually the easiest thing that I wrestled on the entire trip. And once we got them done and put them in the other pen, we moved on to the sheep.
Back up. Keep going, keep going.
Come on, buddy.
Cover her nose with your hand.
Put your hand right on her nose.
Right over her nose. She can't breathe.
A little more. Keep it going, keep it going.
Come on.
Push her. There we go.
So as we were shearing the sheep, we just took care of the animals' overall well-being, and if they needed their hooves clipped, we clipped them. But after that, it was a really simple job, and we got it done quick. But that's all we did that day. It was super light, and we only had to do 2 farms. Good morning, everybody. It is currently 6:50 Oh, you can't see that on camera. Oh, there's a clock right there. It is currently 6:50 a.m. Of day 2, and I just got up, and we're gonna go to another farm. We have like 7 to do today, so a lot more than yesterday. Yesterday was pretty much just a warm-up, but yeah, I'm gonna get all my stuff together and we're gonna go. So there's actually something very cool about this first farm. This first farm has Jacob sheep, and what's so special about Jacob sheep is they have horns. And there's plus and minuses to the sheep having horns. Obviously with the minus, you can get rammed, but on the plus side, their horns also work as a handle, so it's much easier to catch them. So while they started shearing sheep, I started wrangling animals. And the best way to do this is to just focus on one ram, because eventually you will get it cornered and you can catch it.
Focus right on the face. Focus right on their face. There you go. That's the way.
No?
Hang on there. Easy to hold to the side. You stand on the side, not over them.
So how you get a sheep on the ground is you literally just do a wrestling move, where you take the sheep by the horns and you lift it up so its 2 front feet can't touch the ground. And with one solid motion, you move its head to the right and the sheep will flip on its back. Yep. So once we got that farm done, we moved on to our next farm, which had a whole bunch of alpacas, which was, yeah, a little bit interesting. So once we arrived at the farm, I got out and I got our tarp and I started to set everything up so we're ready to shear. So now that we're all set up, it's time to get a lead on all of them so we can drag them over to our shearing place. And all of these are alpacas except for that guy. He's a llama, and you can tell this just because his head is different and he's much bigger than the rest.
Here, grab the end of this. That'll be our mobile fence. If we
And the reason why that white alpaca has hay in its mouth and is only chewing it up a little bit is he's planning on using it as a weapon later.
You're fine, you're fine, you're fine.
The reason why the llama has its mouth open and it has its lips drooping down is that's just his response to stress.
Hey. Quit. Got it? Corey, if you can't hang it, hold it. Don't worry. That one's ornery. As you can tell.
Hey!
Hey, watch it.
Quit.
Don't you do it! And that sums up the 3 different types of llamas and alpacas. There's the vomiters, there's the spitters, and there's the tame ones.
You
And the farmer didn't want the llama sheared. All she wanted done with it was its hooves clipped, so that's what we did, and we moved on to the alpacas.
It's okay, Andy.
Alpacas are a little bit trickier to get down than sheep, and it takes normally about 2 people because they're much bigger. And with dealing with an animal this big, we have to strap them down so they obviously can't hurt themselves, and they can't hurt us by kicking.
You're all the way here. I can tighten the strap up.
I got room here.
Not much. You want to go ahead and pull as much as you can, I guess.
He can put his
But-
face in.
You're up all the way.
No, I'm
so
up.
you tight enough? I'll go a little tighter here.
You go a little tighter. Then you just be ready to stand on his head.
And here we go with the spitting and puking. He actually landed that first shot on my pant leg, as you can see there. And you can see the hay that he just chewed up a second ago when we were putting the harness on him. So the reason why we only take the main jacket on the alpacas is because on their legs and on their stomach is where they mostly lay down on. And that wool is really hard to clean if you want to make something out of it, so you typically want the cleanest wool. Different farm, but I really want to just show you guys what a llama looks like that doesn't even spit, but just throws up.
No, it's good. Burping?
Yes.
Oh, she always does. She's terrible about it.
A few moments later.
Other than they're nervous, I don't know why
Forward
some
hold the
throw
ears
up
on that
and
thing.
others spit,
Right there.
but they're animals. I guess I'll really never know.
You're just gonna, hold her down right there.
Ugh.
Go.
Careful now.
Well, everybody, this is the end of the video. If you watched to this point, I want to thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.